This week's shout out goes to Bush Boy Beehives. Looking for delicious raw honey? Then look no further. Taste the difference with unique seasonal varieties of truly wildflower honey produced within healthy beehives, hand packed to ensure all the beneficial enzymes and probiotics remain intact as live functional food. Visit them on their Facebook and also on their website at bushboysbeehives.com. Hey everyone, I'm back for another review. Sorry this one's a little late. I had a few things that I had to do. I did watch this this past weekend with my wife, but I am excited to do the review on this one. We did watch Tomb Raider. Was very good movie, and I'll tell you why. For an action movie that's pretty much based off a video game, and as most of you know, I am a big gamer. This one was pretty damn good, and I saw a lot of resemblance of what could be as far as a reboot for the Tomb Raider series, and Alicia Vikander, excuse me, was amazing as Tomb Raider. But we will get to that when we get to the characters and characteristics. So, starting off with the story, I will admit the story for Tomb Raider was a bit slow at the beginning, almost too slow, I would say. I understand that they wanted to develop her character a bit more before she became into her roots. I mean, this is a reboot or a prequel, as it were, to the series as a whole. It is very close by the most recent game by Square Enix in the Tomb Raider series, which is fantastic. If you guys are gamers and haven't played that, I highly recommend it. So the story is Laura is kind of lost in her own world after her father has disappeared for over 7 years. She has no idea why until one fateful day she comes across a note found in her father's will for her father's company. So she follows that note, and lo and behold, she finds a lot more than she expected from her father's workspace. And then so the adventure begins. But before all that actually starts and happens, there's a lot of growing up for Laura's character. She's shown that she's struggling financially, and also, in a environment sense that she doesn't know exactly who she is. So I think it was necessary to develop the character a bit, but not so much that we kind of fell out when it comes to the story wise. I mean, the story is supposed to be pretty engaging, especially since it is about the Tomb Raider, right? Laura is the Tomb Raider, and we just really wanted to go ahead and get to that start. Once that happens, though, however, and I'll just say the setting changes, that's all that I'll give you. It is just nonstop action from there. There will be some parts where it does slow down a bit, but ultimately it is just nonstop action, which is amazing. It's just so cool to watch, and the music, as you'll hear later on, fits very well. So story-wise, slow start, but eventually it just hits off and then doesn't stop until the end. As far as the acting, Alicia Vikander was an awesome Lara Croft. A lot of people were very sketchy, especially since when the first movie came out and Angelina Jolie was a star, she looked and felt the role of the original Tomb Raider from the PlayStation series way back when. But this was a different Tomb Raider. As I stated before, this is more towards the games that Square Enix has recently have rebooted and revamped. And this Tomb Raider was just awesome. Not only in physique, and I mean physique, because she was ripped to shreds, but also in a more younger, desperate type Tomb Raider for Laura. And I really liked that, especially in this setting. I thought it worked very well, and it was just really awesome to see. Dominic West is who plays the father for Laura Croft in the movie, and I think he did a really good job. I thought his role, however, was a little um, underwhelming at points. I won't, like I said, I don't want to give away too much, but I felt his role could have been portrayed a bit better, especially with the dialogue that was given. But him as an actor as a whole did a very good job on this. And for me, I personally love his acting. So it was very well done. It was good. It was good. For some of the other actors, you had Walton Goggins, and he played the villain in this particular movie. And I thought his character was just kind of there. There were times where you felt his dominance, but it was more of his utilities that made him dominant, not his character himself. There have been plenty of other villains who, don't have any type of superpowers, or they just have this form to them that makes them very fearful, and makes them the villain. This It was just kind of a character that was there, so that was probably my least favorite character. I don't think that it was anything as far as that it was a bad character to have, just the overall appearance of the character just didn't fit very well for the other characters given. I don't think it was a very good challenge for Laura, if that makes it easier to understand. And finally, the score, which I really enjoyed. The action was very intense in this movie, especially once it hits its mark and it's just nonstop. So the music flows very well. And as I always do, I'll go ahead and play you guys a piece so you guys can enjoy. So I really enjoyed the music. That's more of a bit of a building up to, in the sense of her character on its own, but it's really well done. There are some faster pace as the action goes on, like I said, but it's overall it's a very good score. I really enjoyed the music throughout the entire film. I thought it had a very good rhythm and it flowed very well. So that's it for my review for Tomb Raider. The new Tomb Raider, I am giving it a 3 out of 4 stars. Is it better than the previous Tomb Raider? In its own way, yes, I would say. It's a different Tomb Raider. It's a different Lara Croft. So, how this is going to go into a series of many, we will see. But I'm really excited to see where the series goes and where it takes off from here. Especially how everything goes, as far as her character. It was just really cool development. The action is great. If you're into action movies, you're going to really enjoy this. Could there have been more? Absolutely. I mean, I think a lot of people, when they watch action movies, they just want it from the very beginning to the very end. The beginning's a bit slow, and there are some parts in the middle, but for the most part, it just goes, especially when it gets towards the end. So, performance overall, I think Alicia Vikander stood out more than all of the rest, but overall, it was a decent cast. The only thing that kept me from really going to 2 stars and giving me my 3 was the fact that she was just such a great Tomb Raider. So if you guys are interested or you're a fan of the game, I highly recommend going to go ahead and watch this movie. If not, it's definitely you can wait for it in Redbox. But I was a fan, and I still am a fan of the Tomb Raider games and now of this series. So I look forward to more. If you guys don't want to hear my geek out moment for the spoilers, you can go ahead and end it here. But thank you guys so much again for watching. I will have my weekly podcast out by this weekend, hopefully by Friday, like I have been. And look forward to more reviews. I got a few more coming out, especially this weekend. So thank you guys so much. You guys take care. So now going into my geek out moment. So like I said, this had a lot of action, and I'm a huge fan of the video game, and this had a particular part that was identical, absolutely identical to what happens in the game. And it's the part where Laura is already captured by this company that is trying to find this lost old ancient tale of this woman who is pretty much like the Death Keeper, right? And so she's captured along with the captain of the ship who brought her there, and she becomes free. There's a lot of firing. These guys have tons of guns, so she's dodging. Mind you, she's tied up during this entire sequence, and she ends up trying to go across this log to get across, and ultimately falls off the log into the flowing river. Through the river, trying to stay afloat. She's going through the river the entire way, rapids, getting hit by rocks and whatnot. Throughout the whole process, getting dirty, bloody, wet, the entire thing. So then it comes up to this one point where there's a waterfall. And then all of a sudden, there just happens to be this huge, gigantic, old, rusted plane right on the edge of the waterfall. And she happens to grab onto it. Once she does, it's not done because the plane wing already starts to break apart because of her weight now onto it. So then she has to get inside the actual plane. After that happens, the plane starts flipping over because it's like, whoa, we've been sitting here, we've been chill, we've been calm the entire time. We know we've gained a lot of rust from the waterfall, but we've been good to go. But now they have all this extra weight that's going through. So then she ends up grabbing this parachute from the plane, and the plane just ends up just breaking through, and she breaks through it. With the parachute, she flies through the forest. She's getting hit, scraped up, blood's flying everywhere, and then she finally hits the ground and still has energy enough to go ahead and get up. And it was just awesome to see the entire sequence just flow so well, and it just reminded me of how much action was in the game. And like I said, I'm really looking forward to the series and seeing more type of action like that, where it's just really good and consistent, and it's a lot of fun to watch. So thank you again so much, guys. I really do appreciate you guys watching. If you like this, please share, and also give me a like. And on my YouTube, please subscribe to my channel. I am also on Twitter and Instagram if you want to check me out there. And as always, the podcast will be on the Anchor app. Go check that out. Thank you. Have a great day.